Hey everyone, and welcome right into today's explainer. We are taking a really fun chronological journey today following two characters, Lisa and Mark, as they navigate their literal first day in a brand new city. We're going to break down their real-life, everyday conversations to show you exactly how English is used in those practical, essential situations you just can't avoid. So let's dive right in and see how a new neighborhood really comes to life through language. So here's our game plan for the day. We're going to follow them from getting breakfast and meeting the neighbors, right through figuring out local services, hitting up the stores, doing some tech shopping, grabbing lunch, and finally wrapping it all up with an evening recap. All right, let's kick things off with breakfast and a little local networking. Morning hits and they head to the local coffee shop. Now, Mark encounters a menu item he doesn't quite recognize, the everything bagel. And what I love here is that he doesn't just guess or order something else. He simply asks the clerk, "What is an everything bagel?" The clerk actually gives his fantastic, built-in definition right there on the spot. They explain it's a bagel that literally has all the toppings. We're talking seeds, salt, and garlic. It's the perfect example of how just asking a quick, simple question yields exactly the vocabulary you need. Oh, and for the record, that delicious bagel plus a small juice came to a grand total of $5.50. But the interaction doesn't stop there. The clerk then asks Mark if he wants his bagel toasted. Once again, Mark doesn't miss a beat. He asks for clarification. The clerk explains that toasted just means warmed in the oven until crispy. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that you should never ever be afraid to ask for definitions in casual settings. It reinforces your descriptive food vocabulary, and honestly, it just ensures you get exactly what you want to eat. While Mark is handling breakfast, Lisa happens to meet Mrs. Park from apartment 3B. A super simple, polite introduction basically unlocks a treasure trove of neighborhood knowledge. I mean, in just a couple of minutes, Mrs. Park sketches out a complete local map for Lisa. She recommends Fresh Mart for groceries because it's only 2 blocks away and has very good prices. Then she points out the Golden Crust Bakery sitting right next door. And maybe most importantly, she mentions the community center over on Oak Street that actually offers free classes. This casual little chat, absolute goldmine of local intelligence. Moving right along, let's look at how they tackle finding community resources and running errands. First stop for Lisa is the local copy shop. She needs to print out some paperwork for her new job. 5 pages, 2 copies of each, in black and white. It rings up to a very affordable $2. But the language highlight hits when the clerk asks her, "Do you need them stapled?" Lisa relies on our golden rule and asks what that means. The clerk replies, "Clipped together with this," explaining the small piece of metal wire. So by speaking up, Lisa didn't just organize her work documents, she added a highly specific, super useful verb right into her English toolkit. Later on, our duo discovers some truly amazing free resources in the neighborhood. Remember that community center on Oak Street Mrs. Park mentioned? Well, Lisa finds out they offer free English classes every Wednesday at 10 a.m., plus cooking and yoga classes. And all she needs to sign up is her name and phone number. Meanwhile, they stumble upon another fantastic spot, the public library. Specifically, there's a great quiet reading space on the 2nd floor in room 204. It offers free Wi-Fi and even has English learning books located right on shelf B. Getting a free library card just required providing a name and an address. I'd say those are massive wins for day one in a new city, wouldn't you? Okay, let's shift gears to navigating the local retail stores and finding those daily essentials. This next interaction at the drugstore is highly practical when it comes to learning spatial vocabulary. When Lisa is looking for some basic toiletries, the clerk directs her to aisle 3, the beauty aisle, using very specific location markers. The hand cream isn't just somewhere in aisle 3. The clerk specifies it's on the bottom shelf. And the deodorant? That's on the top shelf. Learning specific directional words like aisle, top shelf, and bottom shelf literally saves you so much time when you're wandering around giant stores. After gathering all their soap and shampoo, the total comes out to $16.40, which they pay by card. Efficient, right? And highly educational. Next on the agenda, tech and gadget shopping. Time to hit the electronics aisle. Now, here we run into a classic everyday source of confusion, battery sizes. Mark needs batteries for both the TV remote and the air conditioner, but he honestly doesn't know the difference between AA and AAA. So what's his practical solution? He physically shows the TV remote to the store clerk, who immediately identifies that, yep, he needs AA batteries. He actually only needed 2, but since the store only sells them in packs of 4, he just grabbed the whole pack for $3, paying in cash. It's a fantastic reminder that when you lack the exact technical vocabulary, just pointing to or showing the item is a universally understood communication strategy. It works every time. 2. That right there is the number of meters on the brand new USB-C charging cable Mark ends up buying. His old charger broke, and initially he's just looking at a standard $12 cable. But the clerk points out a longer, $15 option that's exactly 2 meters long. Why is this detail so important? Well, as Mark excitedly realizes, a 2-meter cable means he can comfortably charge his phone while sitting all the way back on the couch. It's a tiny upgrade in price, but let's be real, it's a massive upgrade in living comfort. All right, moving into the afternoon, it is time for lunch and picking out a little something for the apartment. Ordering a combo meal in a loud, fast-paced food court can honestly be a bit intimidating, but I want you to notice how logical the structure of this conversation is. The clerk guides their choice category by category. First up, bread, white or wheat. They go with wheat. Next, the meat, turkey, ham, or chicken. Turkey it is. Then the drink, water, soda, or juice. They choose apple juice. And finally, the all-important free cookie, chocolate chip or oatmeal. Chocolate chip, obviously. By breaking the menu down into these simple, binary, or multiple-choice questions, Mark and Lisa easily customize their $8.50 lunch, which they proudly declare the best deal in the food court. After lunch, there's time for one last special purchase, a photo frame for the new place. They go to a home goods store and are initially shown a classic, standard 4x6 wooden frame. But they ask to see something just a bit bigger. This prompts the clerk to present a really pretty white wooden frame. It's a 5x7 size, which perfectly fits a slightly larger photo they have in mind. They love it and decide to go with the 5x7 white frame for exactly $6. Now, this final purchase holds a really special significance. When the clerk casually asks what the frame is for, the response is just beautiful. Our first photo in the new apartment, Mark and I on the balcony, day 1. After all the highly functional transactions of the day, buying soap, stapling documents, figuring out battery sizes, this moment really captures the warmth, the joy, and the immense sense of accomplishment of successfully planting roots in a new place. Finally, let's wind down with the evening recap. Sitting down at the end of the day, it's honestly incredible how much Mark and Lisa achieved. Mark excitedly talks about discovering his toasted everything bagel. Lisa shares her newly learned word, stapled, from her trip to the coffee shop. Together, they review their absolute mastery of navigating drugstore aisles and finding things on the top and bottom shelves. Mark, of course, brags about his 2-meter couch charger, and Lisa celebrates finding those free community English classes, all thanks to a quick chat with Mrs. Park. By reviewing their day out loud with each other, they are actively reinforcing all the new English vocabulary they picked up. It's a brilliant learning strategy. So, the absolutely crucial takeaway here is this. Navigating a new city isn't just about knowing where things are on a map. It's about having the courage to ask questions, to learn new words on the fly, and to actively connect with the people around you. So I want to leave you with this question to ponder today. How would you navigate your first day in a new English-speaking city? Are you ready to ask for definitions, master the store aisles, and chat with your neighbors? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep learning, keep asking those questions, and I will see you next time.